today we're going to be using a block. If you don't have a block, don't worry. Take a second, grab a pillow or a book, and if you don't have either of those, it's totally fine as well. This is simply going to be between our hands and between the legs for stabilization purposes in a couple minutes. So I'm going to leave this off to the side, and let's take this time to cross the legs, to sit up nice and tall. Close your eyes and just feel your awareness dropping into this present moment. So if the morning was very, very full or chaotic, or perhaps it was a little slower, just kind of settle into the here and now. Let's bring the hands to the heart center, and today we're really going to focus on your core muscles and your core strength. So with the hands at the heart, bow the head slightly, and just take a moment to set a clear intention for your practice today. So the abdomen in yoga and the esoteric teachings is related to our vitality. So just feeling a little bit of light in the abdomen. We're going to inhale and reach the arms all the way up to the sky. So stretch your belly, stretch your back, stretch your arms, and then on exhalation, come to that deep sense of center. 2 more times. Inhale, get really long through the waist. So again, today we're all about the core. Exhale, hands to your heart. So every time the arms go up, you have an opportunity to stretch through the torso and hands to the heart. Nice work. Please bring one hand to the floor and the opposite arm goes up and over. Try to keep both sit bones on the floor. So as you reach over to the right, feel that left sit bone grounding. And then see if you can find just a little bit of a spiral in the upper body. So it's like the heart wants to turn to the sky. And up and over to the second side. Hand maybe elbow down, reach up and over. Ground through the right sit bone. And then find that sense of opening. It's like, I'm sorry to sound a little hippy-dippy, but it's kind of like blossoming. The heart is blossoming up towards the sky. And release that. Both hands come behind you about 12 inches. Roll your shoulders away from your ears and lift. So it's a very gentle back bend. And release. Nice work. Let's come on to the hands and knees. And once you're on your hands and knees, hands are shoulder width apart, knees are hips distance apart. I'm going to inhale and gaze to the sky, lifting the tailbone, exhaling and rounding. 2 more times. Inhale, look up. Exhale and round. And just one more, breathing in. And breathing out. Come back to a flat back. Bring your right hand to the floor, please. I'm going to go off to the side a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm in modified plank. I'm going to give you lots of options for this shape. So this is the first option. This is a little bit more gentle. The second option, which I really love, is to straighten the bottom leg. And it's your choice if the top leg is in front or in back. But either way, you can press into the ball of the foot, lift the hips a little bit, feel the strength in your obliques, feel the strength in your triceps, and then can you find that gentle turning of the heart towards the sky? So it's not a full back bend, it's simply a little spiral through the torso. Take the top arm overhead, come back to the center, come back to your hands and knees. Now this time when we look up, if you want more of a challenge, you're going to tuck your toes under slightly and let the knees hover above the floor. Then inhale and look up. Exhale and round. 2 more times. Inhale, and you should feel your belly a lot more just because the knees are 1 inch or 2 above the floor. And round, and go ahead and place those knees back down on the floor. And let's move to the second side. Left hand down, right hand up. Again, option 1, A little more gentle, knee is on the floor. Option 2, bottom leg will straighten, and you decide if the top foot is in back or in front. Both are correct, as long as you can feel the lift in your hips, the obliques turning on, and really reach for the sky. Good, keep breathing. Maybe for that last breath, you take the arm overhead, lift, 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 and release it back to the center. Good, and we're back to the hands and knees. Now a little bit different this time. I'd like you to bring your forearms to the floor, interlace the fingers, and back up your legs until you are in forearm plank. So my body hovers above the floor. If it's too much, you can always drop your knees. But see if you can press those forearms down. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees down and walk the hands back. And we'll move into side plank once again with a slightly different variation this time. Now this time I am going to up the ante. I'm going to offer you more of a big balance. If it works for your body, great. If it does not, go back to one of the shapes that we've already practiced. So option 1, option 2, and now option 3 is to stack the feet. As you stack the feet, try to feel that your hips are on top of one another, your shoulders are on top of one another, your top hand is reaching to the sky, and then top arm alongside your ear. Keep breathing. And if you still want more, lift the top foot. Totally optional. We're here for 5, 4, breathe, 2, release. Come back to the center. And this time, as we move on to the forearms, I'm going to ask you to interlace your fingers. So interlace your fingers and press both pinkies onto the floor. So the pinkies will be side by side. Step your feet back. So you're in your forearm plank again. And now this time, walk your feet forward into what's called Dolphin. It looks just like down dog, but you're on your elbows instead of your hands. Keep pressing through the heels, keep lifting the hips, and drop your knees down, and release. Nice work. We'll move over to the second side. One hand is down, other hand is up. Okay, so these are your easier options, always available. And if you want more, you stack. Still more you reach, still more you lift. And more isn't always better, sometimes more is just more. So listen to your body, see where the challenge is. You don't want it to be so easy that you could sing a song, but not so hard that you're shaking. And release. Back to the center. And one more time for Dolphin. So let's interlace the fingers. Press your elbows onto the floor. Walk your feet back. And then walk your feet forward. Keep lifting your hips. We're here for 3, 2, head is off the floor, and child's pose. Relax, release. 2 more deep breaths. Last one. Good work. And go ahead and sit up. And if you have a block or a pillow or a book, anything that you can hold in your hands is great. We're going to extend the legs out in front and take the arms up overhead, holding whatever object is handy. Okay, now as you're ready, we're going to be lifting through the upper body to work the core. If it's too much, you can bend your knees and place your feet flat on the floor. Here we go. Lift up. Touch your toes. lift up, roll down, articulating every little bone in your spine as you come down. Couple more times, lift up, touch your toes, lift up, and articulate one little bone at a time. And inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. We'll do two more. I'm going to scoot forward a little bit so I can extend my arms more. Lift up, reach forward, lift up, and roll. And here's your last one. Lift up, arms forward, lift up, and roll. Good work. Okay. Let's put the object off to the side for just a moment. Bend your knees. Bring your arms into a little goal pose position here, so 90 degrees on either side. Let both knees sway over to one side, so both knees just kind of drop over to the side. If you want more of a stretch, take the bottom foot on top of the top thigh. And for those of you who run or walk a lot, you'll feel this in your IT band. And switch sides. Good work. And now grab that object one more time, your block, your book, anything that you can hold between your thighs. Press your feet into the floor. Lift your hips as high as you can. Walk your shoulder blades together a little bit and squeeze. So I'm squeezing the block. I can't hurt the block. And if you don't have something handy, squeeze an imaginary block. You can still activate your inner thighs. You can still activate your glutes, your lower back, and feel the stretch through the core in your bridge pose. So I'd like this bridge. If the bridge is kind of sagging, it's not so good, right? We want our bridge to be tall and strong and lifted. We're here for 5, 4, breathe, 2, and release. Very nice. And please roll onto your side, relaxing your head onto your arm like a pillow. And enjoy a few moments of peace, clarity, calm. And use your top hand to press up to seated. Okay, I wanted to leave a couple minutes at the end today for meditation, so we'll move into that now. Please cross your legs in whatever way is most comfortable for you. Sit up really tall and turn your palms to the sky. We had sort of a faster flow today and the core was very, very active. I'd like for you to simply feel the effects in your body. Notice the rhythm of your breath. Good. And now I'd like to offer you the word peace as a mantra today. And simply allow the word peace to roll over and over through the wheels of your mind. So the mind in the esoteric traditions is often called monkey mind. Our brain, our thoughts like to jump from one thought to another very quickly, like a little monkey jumping from tree to tree. And when you give the monkey something to focus on, my teacher says when you give the monkey a banana, when you give your brain one object of focus, in this instance, in this example, it is our mantra of peace, the mind can settle. peace, peace, peace. We're here for about 20 more seconds. See if you can really drop into your meditation. And any time that your mind wants to jump around, come back to that word. Good. Flutter your eyes open. Bring the hands to the heart. And this was a little bit more traditional of a practice in the sense that we took the fight out of the body. We moved somewhat quickly and with strength so that the mind could find that sense of peace. Let's carry that with us into the rest of the day and the rest of the week. The light in me recognizes and bows to the light in each of you. Namaste.